An ancient mystery. The Egyptian pyramids. The Egyptian pyramids, one of the most magnificent structures in human history, have continued to fascinate both scientists and curious minds for thousands of years. They attract great global interest, not only because of their architectural brilliance, but also due to the uncertainties surrounding how they were constructed. These colossal structures rising from the Giza Plateau have withstood the eroding power of time, standing as silent yet powerful witnesses to the grandeur of ancient Egyptian civilization. What tools did the ancient Egyptians use when building these massive structures? What level of engineering knowledge did they possess? And how were millions of stone blocks placed with such millimetric precision? Each of these questions is a captivating subject, not only for historians and archaeologists, but also for engineers, physicists, and ordinary people. Especially the Great Pyramid of Giza, with its 230-meter-long base and approximately 146 meters in height, creates confusion over how such a flawless construction was achieved in ancient times. Although we now possess some information, many details about the construction process of the pyramids have yet to be fully clarified. This situation has led some researchers and thinkers to ask whether the ancient Egyptians had access to advanced technologies unknown to us today. Indeed, some theories claim that these structures could not have been built using only simple tools and human labor. On the other hand, numerous scientific studies suggest that these engineering feats can be explained by the human power and intelligence of the era. The Egyptian pyramids are not merely piles of stone forming tombs. They are also symbols of humanity's desire to push the boundaries and its quest to understand the universe. With their architectural features as well as their cultural and religious meanings, the pyramids resemble messages sent from beyond time. No matter how much we learn about them, there will always remain a mysterious aspect that continues to leave us in awe. Known facts about the construction of the Egyptian pyramids. The Egyptian pyramids have been among the most admired structures in human history for thousands of years. These structures attract the attention of the scientific world, not only because of their grandeur, but also due to the mysteries surrounding their construction processes. Although various theories have been proposed about how the pyramids were built, archaeological evidence has revealed some important facts. Thanks to this information, we gain significant insight into the engineering, labor organization, and technological skills of the ancient Egyptians. First of all, it is important to note that stone was the primary material used in the construction of the pyramids. It is estimated that approximately 2.5 million stone blocks were used for the Great Pyramid of Giza. Each of these blocks weighs around 2.5 tons on average. Most of the stones were quarried locally from limestone deposits. However, the granite blocks used in the inner parts of the pyramid and in the king's chamber were brought from the Aswan region, located about 800 kilometers away. This demonstrates that the Egyptians had developed advanced logistical systems capable of transporting materials over long distances. The techniques used to transport and position the stone blocks have been the subject of extensive research for many years. One of the most widely accepted theories suggests that the stones were moved on sleds that were dragged over wet sand. This method reduces friction and allows the stones to be moved more easily, a theory that has been supported by experimental archaeology. It is also known that ramps were used during the construction process. These ramps were designed either straight or in a spiral shape, allowing the blocks to be hauled upwards. Remains of such ramps have been uncovered in various excavations today. There have also been misconceptions in the past about the labor force involved in construction. For many years, it was believed that the pyramids were built by slaves. However, excavations and inscriptions found in the area have revealed that the workers were actually paid laborers who were well-fed. These workers operated on a rotational basis during specific time periods and were housed and nourished by the state. labor organization was highly systematic, with separate teams formed for different tasks. There was a clear division of labor among stone cutters, transporters, aligners, and architectural planners. Another remarkable aspect of pyramid construction is their astronomical precision. The pyramids at Giza are almost perfectly aligned with the four cardinal directions. This shows that the ancient Egyptians observed the sky in great detail and possessed astronomical knowledge. Positioning the structures in accordance with the movements of the sun and stars required an advanced level of understanding and careful observation. The construction of the Egyptian pyramids was not only a product of physical labor, but also of significant mental planning and social organization. Despite their limited technology, the ancient Egyptians developed highly impressive engineering solutions. Although some details remain unclear even today, the archaeological findings clearly demonstrate that the construction of the pyramids involved an extraordinary harmony of human strength, mathematical intelligence, and social coordination. These facts prove that the ancient world may have been far more advanced than we often assume. Controversial theories and mysterious findings. The Egyptian pyramids are not only engineering marvels, but have also been the subject of countless controversial theories and mysterious discoveries throughout history. From the Great Pyramid at Giza to the other monumental structures on the plateau, the ideas proposed about how they were constructed range from the strictly scientific to the deeply speculative and even fantastical. At the heart of these debates lie the pyramid's extraordinary precision, the massive size of the stone blocks used, their astronomical alignments, and inexplicable traces found in certain areas. One of the most often debated questions concerns how the enormous blocks were transported and positioned. Although archaeologists have proposed various methods, it remains unclear exactly how these massive stones could have been placed with such millimetric accuracy using only simple tools and human labor. The fact that some blocks fit through extremely narrow passages and that the internal chambers and tunnels were designed with astonishing precision raises further questions. In particular, the means by which the enormous granite blocks in the king's chamber were hoisted to such heights, and whether traditional techniques alone could account for this feat, remains a matter of dispute. Another striking aspect is the pyramid's astronomical orientation. The three major pyramids at Giza are almost perfectly aligned with the three brightest stars of Orion's belt, and each faces geographic north with only a fractional degree deviation. How such exact alignment was achieved with the observational technology available at the time puzzles many researchers. Some conclude that the ancient Egyptians possessed far more advanced astronomical knowledge than previously believed, while others argue that the precision cannot be purely coincidental and may point to external intervention or lost technologies. Among the most enigmatic discoveries are the narrow shafts, ventilation passages, and other advanced design details within the pyramid's interiors. Unexplained voids discovered in the Great Pyramid, chambers detected by magnetic scanning, and corridors whose purpose remains unknown have led some scholars to suggest that the pyramids served purposes beyond tombs. According to this perspective, they might once have functioned as centers of energy generation, astronomical observatories, or venues for spiritual ceremonies. At the farthest extreme of speculation lies the ancient astronaut hypothesis, which posits that extraterrestrial beings either built the pyramids themselves or guided the Egyptians in their construction. Proponents argue that the engineering accomplishments on display are too advanced to be explained by the technology of the time, suggesting direct alien involvement or the transfer of knowledge from beyond Earth. While the mainstream scientific community rejects these ideas, they have nonetheless captured the popular imagination and fueled public fascination with the pyramids. All of these controversial theories and mysterious findings demonstrate that the Egyptian pyramids remain enigmas not only of the past, but of the present as well. Although scientific evidence may eventually resolve some questions, many anomalies persist, preserving a powerful aura of mystery around these structures. Perhaps what makes the pyramids so captivating is that not every question can be answered immediately. Not every fact is absolute, and the secrets they hold continue to challenge the limits of human understanding. Alternative views, the claim of unknown technologies. Among the theories proposed regarding the construction of the Egyptian pyramids, one of the most striking and hotly debated is the claim that the ancient Egyptians possessed advanced technologies beyond what we currently know. This alternative view suggests that conventional archaeological and historical explanations fall short, and that the extraordinary construction techniques used in building the pyramids could only have been made possible through lost or unknown knowledge and technology. Although these claims are met with significant skepticism in academic circles, they continue to attract interest from the public and certain independent research communities. One of the main foundations of this view is the sheer size of the stone blocks used in the pyramids and the extreme precision with which they were placed. Some of these stones weigh several tons and are stacked almost flawlessly. According to some researchers, this level of precision cannot be explained solely through the use of simple tools and human labor. The granite blocks found in the king's chamber of the Great Pyramid at Giza, due to both their weight and the height at which they were placed, are often cited as evidence supporting this argument. The exact methods used to transport and position these stones remain uncertain, opening the door to the idea of alternative technologies. Another point of interest involves theories related to electromagnetic and acoustic energy. Some independent researchers argue that the pyramids were not merely tombs, but structures designed to collect or direct certain forms of energy. According to this theory, the structural shape of the pyramids and the distribution of materials were arranged in a way that could generate resonance with electromagnetic fields. In fact, some experimental studies have claimed to observe certain physical effects within pyramid-shaped models. Similarly, there are researchers who suggest that the stone blocks could have been made lighter or easier to move through the use of sound waves, implying that the ancient Egyptians may have possessed a technology capable of manipulating matter through vibration. Supporters of such theories also point to the existence of similar pyramid structures in ancient civilizations across the world. The architectural similarities between the pyramids in Egypt and those built by the Maya and Aztecs in Central and South America have led some to propose that these structures were built based on a shared source of knowledge or a globally advanced technology. At this point, some authors introduce the possibility of a lost high civilization that once existed around the world but later disappeared. It is proposed that the advanced knowledge and technology possessed by this civilization may have been used in the construction of the Egyptian pyramids. At the core of all these claims lies the concept of lost knowledge. It is suggested that the ancient Egyptians had access to certain physical and engineering principles that have been forgotten in the modern world or are yet to be discovered. This knowledge may have been deliberately hidden or lost through wars, societal collapses, or other destructive historical events. The idea that the pyramids serve as symbolic or functional carriers of this ancient wisdom is one of the key beliefs driving alternative theories. However, all of these claims must be evaluated critically. Archaeological studies conducted to date have uncovered traces of techniques used in the construction of the pyramids. Methods such as simple machines, inclined ramps, sled systems, and organized labor divisions offer plausible explanations for many of the questions. The scientific community emphasizes that attributing unexplained phenomena to mystery or the supernatural without sufficient evidence is not a sound methodological approach. Nevertheless, the unknown technologies theory remains a valuable intellectual exercise in pushing the boundaries of conventional scientific explanations. The alternative views and claims of unknown technologies surrounding the Egyptian pyramids are born out of a profound curiosity about human history. Although these views are not grounded in definitive scientific evidence, they keep interest in the ancient past alive and often inspire new lines of inquiry. Like all hypotheses that are open to being tested through scientific methods, these claims may one day be supported or refuted. One undeniable truth remains. The Egyptian pyramids continue to stand as a world of secrets that challenges the limits of the human mind. Scientific answers and modern research. The Egyptian pyramids have challenged human imagination with their mysteries for centuries. However, thanks to advancements in archaeology, engineering, physics, and other scientific fields over the past century, many of these mysteries have begun to be explained through scientific methods. Researchers test various theories about the construction of the pyramids using experiments, excavations, modeling, and technological analyses, aiming to clarify the line between myths and facts. Modern studies allow the pyramids to be understood not only from a technical perspective, but also in much deeper social, cultural, and religious contexts. The primary goal of scientific research is to clarify how the pyramids were built. In this context, archaeologists and engineers have focused on how the stone blocks were cut, transported, and placed. One of the most widely accepted scientific explanations is that the stone blocks were cut using copper tools and moved on sledges along ramps. Especially since the 1990s, experimental archaeology studies have demonstrated that this method was feasible with the technology available at the time. In experiments conducted in France and Japan, volunteers managed to transport large stone blocks over certain distances using only ropes, wooden sledges, and sand. This shows that the Egyptians solved great engineering challenges with simple but effective methods. In addition, structural analyses of the pyramids have been carried out using modern engineering software. Computer-aided modeling has enabled a clearer understanding of the pyramid's weight distribution, center of mass, and internal voids. In a study conducted in 2017, a team of Japanese and French scientists detected a previously unknown void inside the Great Pyramid. This void was revealed through muon scanning, which uses cosmic rays. The scientific community views such developments as a new way to understand the internal structure of ancient buildings without damaging them. Moreover, information about the workers who built the pyramids is being scientifically reassessed. While it was previously believed that these structures were built by slave labor, current research shows that the workers were paid and regularly employed individuals. Worker villages discovered near Giza reveal how these people were fed, where they lived, and the tasks they performed. The complexity of labor organization also proves how advanced the bureaucratic system of Egyptian society was. The astronomical alignment of the pyramids has also been a focus of scientific research. The almost perfect north-south orientation of the Giza pyramids indicates that the Egyptians possessed advanced knowledge of astronomy. Some studies suggest that this alignment was achieved using stars in the night sky, and that the structures were constructed to synchronize with certain celestial events. This points to the pyramids not only serving as tombs, but also carrying cosmic significance. Thanks to modern technology, the construction time, cost, and labor requirements of the pyramids can also be calculated more realistically. Simulations based on current engineering knowledge indicate that the Great Pyramid of Giza could have been completed in about 20 years, with a workforce ranging between 10,000 and 20,000. These calculations question the exaggerated past claims of hundreds of thousands of slaves, and instead propose more rational models. All these studies once again demonstrate the power of the scientific method. Myths, legends, and speculative theories may be intriguing. However, the path to true knowledge passes through objective research supported by concrete data. Naturally, there are still unanswered questions about the pyramids. Yet the data provided by modern science increasingly reveals that these structures are products of human intellect and effort. In conclusion, the mysteries surrounding the pyramids have largely begun to be solved thanks to modern science. Every new study sheds light on the previously dark aspects of the past, and once again reveals what humanity is capable of achieving. Thanks to scientific research, the Egyptian pyramids are now regarded not only as mysterious structures, but as extraordinary examples of engineering and social organization achievements in human history. Critical evaluation between myth and reality. Throughout human history, many structures and events have gradually become mythologized, overshadowing the actual facts. This phenomenon is especially evident when it comes to ancient and impressive constructions like the Egyptian pyramids. The pyramids have been perceived both as engineering marvels and as mystical, enigmatic symbols. This perception has given rise to countless legends and controversial theories surrounding them. However, when seeking knowledge about such structures, making a clear distinction between myth and reality is critically important for the healthy progress of both historical science and human curiosity. Myths and legends are often the products of human curiosity, fear, and imagination toward the unknown. Claims such as the pyramids being built by extraterrestrial beings, functioning as secret energy centers, or utilizing lost technologies of vanished civilizations arise from points that science has yet to explain. These kinds of legends reach wide audiences through popular culture and the media, and can sometimes overshadow genuine research. While myths can occasionally inspire scientific investigation, they often lead to deviations from objective knowledge and blur the lines of truth. Reality, on the other hand, consists of information supported by concrete data, systematic research, and experiments. Modern archaeology, engineering, physics, and related disciplines have conducted numerous studies on the methods used in pyramid construction, workforce organization, material technology, and structural analyses. These studies clearly demonstrate that the pyramids were built through human intellect and labor. For example, experimental archaeology related to ramps and sled systems used in cutting and transporting stone blocks has shown that tasks once deemed impossible in the past could indeed be accomplished. Furthermore, the discovery of worker villages near Giza supports the understanding that these structures were built not by slaves, but by salaried, organized laborers. A critical evaluation requires developing a balanced and questioning perspective between these two dimensions. On one hand, fully embracing myths means disregarding scientific advancements. On the other, completely rejecting mysteries and ignoring unresolved points stifles human curiosity and the spirit of inquiry. The scientific method is a continually evolving and self-correcting process aimed at explaining the unknown. Within this process, testing hypotheses, analyzing data, and critically examining results are fundamental elements. Specifically regarding the pyramids, some fantastic theories proposed throughout history, such as ancient astronauts, have not been supported by scientific evidence. Nevertheless, these theories have kept humanity's interest in history and the unknown alive. Meanwhile, thanks to modern research, many question marks are gradually diminishing, and solid data about the pyramid's construction techniques, workforce management, and social organization are emerging. This effectively builds a bridge between myth and reality. The line between myth and reality is not always clear-cut. However, determining this boundary correctly and consciously is of great importance for both history and science. Myths reflect the richness of human culture and imagination, while realities form the foundation of that richness in terms of knowledge. Addressing both together and in balance allows us to better understand our past and conduct healthier research in the future. Humanity can thus continue to dream while progressing, firmly guided by concrete facts. The Egyptian pyramids and their impact on human consciousness. The Egyptian pyramids, as one of the most magnificent and enduring symbols in human history, go beyond being mere architectural structures. They have profoundly influenced the evolution of human consciousness and cultural depth. These colossal stone edifices, which have survived from thousands of years ago until today, not only represent human creativity and determination, but also play a significant role in the development of human consciousness. In this regard, the pyramids are not only engineering marvels of an ancient civilization, but have also become universal symbols of human culture, beliefs, and intellectual world. First and foremost, the Egyptian pyramids are a tangible demonstration of humanity's technical knowledge and creative power. These structures reveal the spirit of human struggle against nature and the capacity to solve complex problems. Millions of stone blocks were stacked using intricate organization and advanced engineering knowledge, highlighting human skills such as cooperation, planning, and perseverance. Humanity challenged itself through the pyramids, pushed its limits, and ultimately achieved great success. In this sense, the pyramids symbolize humanity's desire to discover its own potential and to transform the world. The Egyptian pyramids also shed light on the metaphysical dimension of human consciousness. Pyramids are more than just tombs or monuments. They are linked with concepts such as death, the afterlife, eternity, and the journey of the soul. The ancient Egyptians viewed the pyramids as instruments of immortality and divine power, aiming through these structures to transcend the boundary between life and death. This worldview reflects humanity's profound contemplation of existence and mortality, stimulating a universal curiosity and search for meaning at the level of consciousness. The mystical atmosphere of the pyramids has inspired people to ponder the great mysteries of the universe, thus creating a kind of cosmic awareness within human consciousness. Culturally, the pyramids constitute a vital part of humanity's shared heritage. Millions of people worldwide try to understand the perspectives, beliefs, and social structures of those who lived thousands of years ago through these monuments. The pyramids have served as a bridge between different civilizations and have connected people with their past. In this context, the pyramids have played a role in shaping universal values and historical consciousness embedded in humanity's collective memory. By visiting or studying the pyramids, people have had the opportunity to form deeper connections with their own identities and origins. Moreover, the pyramids have exerted a powerful inspirational influence on human consciousness in the fields of art, literature, and philosophy. The mystery and grandeur of the pyramids have inspired numerous works of art, literary texts, and schools of thought. Through efforts to uncover the meaning of the pyramids, people have enriched their creative expressions and added new dimensions to cultural production. This process has broadened humanity's intellectual horizon and laid the groundwork for new perspectives across various disciplines. In conclusion, the Egyptian pyramids are not only ancient engineering marvels, but have become universal symbols resonating deeply within human consciousness, embodying humanity's efforts to understand itself, the universe, and life. The pyramids act as bridges between humanity's past and future, serving as centers where creativity, faith, culture, and the quest for knowledge converge. Through these magnificent structures, humanity has both witnessed its own history and taken significant steps in the evolution of consciousness. Thus, the Egyptian pyramids continue to stand as an unparalleled milestone in the development of human consciousness.